Have you ever watched a massive snow avalanche start on a mountain? It usually doesn't begin with a giant explosion or a massive earthquake. It almost always starts with a single, tiny snowflake landing on just the right spot, creating a tiny bit of movement that picks up another snowflake and then another. Within minutes, that microscopic action has turned into an unstoppable force of nature that can move mountains. Your financial life works exactly the same way. We often fall into the trap of thinking that to become wealthy, we need a massive windfall, a lottery win, a huge inheritance, or a lucky crypto moonshot. But the reality of self-made millionaires in America is much more boring and much more achievable. It is built on the back of small daily habits that most people overlook because they seem too simple to matter. I used to be the person who ignored the small stuff. I thought, what difference does $5 make when I owe $50,000 in student loans? That mindset kept me broke for a decade. I didn't realize that by ignoring the $5, I was practicing the habit of being a spender rather than the habit of being a builder. When I finally shifted my focus to the 1% gains, my entire life changed. The first habit that creates this financial avalanche is the daily coffee math. Now, I'm not here to tell you to stop buying lattes. That's tired advice. What I'm telling you is to understand the future value of that daily $5 habit. In the American economy, $5 invested daily in a standard S&P 500 index fund could grow to over $100,000 over 30 years. When you look at your coffee, don't just see a caffeine fix, see a $100,000 decision. Once you start seeing the world through the lens of opportunity cost, you stop making impulsive choices. You realize that every dollar is a seed. You can either eat the seed today or you can plant it and let it grow into a tree that feeds you for the rest of your life. This doesn't mean you live a life of misery. It means you become a conscious gatekeeper of your resources. You start questioning the ghost subscriptions that eat away at your account. Those $10 monthly charges for apps you haven't opened in 6 months. On their own, they are invisible. Combined, they are a leak in your boat that will eventually sink you. The habit of trimming the fat once a month for just 15 minutes can save you thousands of dollars over a few years. It's about building the muscle of awareness. Most people live their financial lives in a fog, just reacting to bills as they arrive. Successful people live in the light. They know exactly where every dollar is going because they've made it a habit to check. This isn't about being obsessed with money. It's about respecting the time you spent earning it. Your money represents hours of your life that you can never get back. When you waste money on things that don't bring you value, you are essentially wasting your own life force. That is a heavy thought, but it's the truth that creates real change. The second daily habit that will revolutionize your future is the receipt reflection. Instead of just tossing your receipts in the trash or ignoring the notification on your phone, take 30 seconds at the end of every day to look at what you bought. Ask yourself one simple question. Did this purchase actually improve the quality of my life today? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is, I don't even remember buying that, then you've identified a financial leak. This habit builds mindful consumption. In America, we are the most marketed to people in history. We are told thousands of times a day that we are inadequate and that the only solution is to buy something. By reflecting on your daily spending, you build an immunity to that psychological manipulation. You start to realize that the joy of a new purchase usually lasts about 20 minutes, but the stress of a shrinking bank account lasts all month. Another small habit is the wait-a-day rule for online shopping. Our brains are hardwired for instant gratification. When we see a lightning deal on Amazon, our dopamine levels spike and our logical brain shuts down. By making it a habit to leave items in your cart for 24 hours before hitting the buy button, you allow that chemical spike to subside. Usually, by the next morning, you'll realize you didn't actually want the item. You just wanted the rush of buying it. This habit alone can save the average American household $300 to $400 a month. Think about what that money could do if it were redirected toward your debt or your investments. It's the difference between owning stuff and owning your time. We also need to talk about the brown bag hero habit. The average American spends about $15 on lunch every workday. That's $300 a month or $3,600 a year. If you spend just 10 minutes every morning packing a simple lunch, you are essentially giving yourself a $4,000 annual raise. People often say they don't have enough money to invest, but they are literally eating their investments every single noon. It sounds small, but over a decade, that lunch money, if invested, could be the down payment on a house or the college fund for your child. It's about choosing a greater yes over a temporary yes. You aren't saying no to a good lunch, you are saying yes to a better future. I also started the habit of rounding up my savings manually. Every evening I check my checking account and whatever the odd cents are, I transfer them to my savings. If I have $542.85, I move that 85 cents over. Sometimes I move the whole $2 to get to an even number. It feels like a game. It's so small that I never feel the loss, but by the end of the year, I've saved hundreds of dollars effortlessly. These micro habits work because they don't require massive willpower. They are easy to do, and more importantly, they are easy to keep doing. Wealth is not built in a day. It is built daily. It's the result of 1,000 tiny, correct decisions. When you master the small stuff, the big stuff starts to take care of itself. You develop a wealthy identity, and once you see yourself as a saver and an investor, you naturally start making better choices in every area of your life. The third habit is the education hour. In the world of finance, knowledge isn't just power, it's literal currency. I made it a daily habit to spend just 20 minutes a day reading a finance book, listening to a money podcast, or watching an educational video like this one. Most people spend hours a day consuming brain candy, entertainment that doesn't nourish their future. By pivoting just a fraction of that time toward financial literacy, you are increasing your financial IQ. You start learning about things like tax-advantaged accounts, the difference between an IRA and a 401k, and how to read a basic balance sheet. This knowledge allows you to make your money work twice as hard for you. For example, did you know that many American employers offer a company match on retirement contributions? That is literally 100% return on your money, guaranteed. Yet, millions of people leave that money on the table every year because they haven't made it a habit to understand their own benefits. Your daily education habit helps you spot these opportunities. It also helps you avoid the expensive mistakes, like high-fee mutual funds or predatory lending products. The financial industry is designed to take a slice of your wealth at every turn. The more you know, the smaller that slice becomes. Another daily habit is physical health as financial wealth. This might sound unrelated, but your health is your greatest liability or your greatest asset. In America, medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy. By making it a daily habit to walk for 30 minutes, drink more water, and sleep 8 hours, you are performing preventative maintenance on your most expensive machine, your body. You are reducing your future healthcare costs and increasing your earning capacity by having more energy and focus at work. A healthy person has 1,000 wishes. A sick person has only one. When you are healthy, you can work longer, think clearer, and enjoy the wealth you are building. I also started the habit of gratitude journaling, specifically for what I already own. Contentment is a massive financial shortcut. If you are grateful for the car you have, the phone you have, and the clothes in your closet, you lose the desperate urge to upgrade everything the moment a new model comes out. The marketing industry spends billions trying to make you feel lack. Gratitude is the only cure for that feeling. When you feel full, you don't need to fill the void with shopping. This simple mental shift can save you more money than any coupon or discount code ever could. It's the ultimate defense against lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, your gratitude keeps your expenses stable, allowing the gap, your wealth, to grow exponentially. You start to find joy in your progress rather than your possessions. You realize that a growing brokerage account provides a much deeper sense of satisfaction than a new pair of shoes ever could. This is how you win the long game. You stay focused on the goal while others are distracted by the glitter. You are building something permanent while they are chasing something fleeting. Every day you stick to these habits, you are widening the gap between you and the average person who is struggling. The fourth daily habit is the 5-minute financial check-in. Every single morning, before I check social media or my email, I open my banking app and my investment portal. I spend exactly 5 minutes looking at the numbers. This isn't about obsessing or panicking over market fluctuations. It's about accountability. When you look at your money every day, you can't hide from your decisions. If you overspent yesterday, you see it immediately. This daily touch point keeps your goals at the front of your mind. It's like a pilot constantly checking the instruments during a flight. Small corrections are easy to make. Big crashes are hard to recover from. If I see that I'm drifting off course, I can adjust my spending for the rest of the week to compensate. This habit removes the end-of-month terror that most people feel when they finally look at their credit card statement and realize they are in trouble. By then, it's too late. By checking in daily, you are always in control. I also adopted the service habit. I realized that the best way to increase my income was to find new ways to be of service to others every single day. Whether it's going above and beyond at my job or looking for a side hustle opportunity, I ask myself, how can I provide more value today? Wealth in a capitalist society is simply a reflection of the value you provide to the marketplace. If you want to earn more, you must serve more. This daily focus on value creation shifted me away from a scarcity mindset where I was just trying to survive, toward an abundance mindset where I was looking for ways to grow. I started seeing problems as opportunities to create solutions and get paid for them. Another powerful daily habit is visualizing the finish line. I spend 1 minute every night before I go to sleep imagining what my life will look like when I reach my financial goals. I imagine the feeling of having no debt, the freedom to travel, and the ability to give generously to causes I care about. This isn't just woo-woo positive thinking, it's about neuroplasticity. You are training your brain to recognize opportunities that align with that vision. When your brain has a clear target, it works in the background to help you get there. You'll start noticing articles, conversations, and ideas that you would have previously ignored. You are literally programming your internal GPS for success. Combined with the other habits, this creates a system of success. You aren't just hoping to get rich, you are following a protocol that makes wealth inevitable. It's like a chemical reaction. If you combine the right ingredients in the right environment, the result is guaranteed by the laws of science. Finance is no different. If you combine consistent saving, mindful spending, daily education, and value creation, wealth is the only possible outcome over a long enough time horizon. You just have to trust the process and keep showing up. Even on the days when it feels like nothing is happening, remember the snowflake. The growth is happening beneath the surface, and soon, the avalanche of success will be undeniable to everyone around you. You are building the momentum that will eventually carry you to the finish line without any extra effort. The final daily habit is the evening review and reset. Before you go to bed, take 2 minutes to look back at your day and identify one financial win. Maybe you skipped the vending machine, maybe you researched a new investment, or maybe you just stuck to your grocery list. Celebrating these small wins is crucial because it reinforces the behavior. Our brains are wired to seek rewards. By acknowledging your success, you release a small amount of dopamine that makes you want to repeat the habit tomorrow. This is how you wire yourself for wealth. Most people only focus on their failures, which leads to a cycle of shame and more revenge spending. By focusing on your wins, you build a positive momentum that becomes unstoppable. I also use this time to reset for tomorrow. I look at my calendar and identify any financial hazards that might be coming up, like a lunch meeting or a birthday party, and I decide in advance how much I am going to spend. Deciding in the cool, logical air of the evening is much easier than deciding in the heat of the moment when everyone else is ordering expensive drinks. You are preloading your discipline. This simple habit of advanced decision-making is what separates the pros from the amateurs. You aren't leaving your future to chance. You are designing it. Looking back at these 5 categories of habits, opportunity cost awareness, receipt reflection, daily education, morning check-ins, and evening resets, none of them take more than a few minutes. Together, they take up less than half an hour of your day. But that half hour is the most profitable time you will ever spend. It is the time where you stop being a passenger in your life and start being the driver. In America, the average person spends over 2 hours a day on social media and 3 hours watching television. If you can just reclaim 30 minutes of that time for your financial future, you will be in the top 1% of financial achievers within a decade. It's not about being a genius, it's about being consistent. The world wants you to be a mindless consumer because that's how the big corporations get rich. But you have chosen a different path. You have chosen the path of the builder. You have chosen to respect yourself and your future enough to make these small changes. I promise you, 5 years from now, you will look back at today as the day the avalanche started. You will see a bank account that gives you peace, a portfolio that gives you options, and a life that gives you joy. The power is in your hands, and it starts with the very next dollar you handle. You are the architect of your destiny, and every single habit is a brick in the masterpiece you are creating. Don't wait for Monday, don't wait for the new year, and don't wait for a raise. Start with the next decision you make today. I believe in you, and I know you have the strength to stick to this path. Let's go out there and build that future together, one small habit at a time. Your journey to freedom has already begun, and there is no limit to how far you can go if you just keep moving forward.